Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is the 55th part of What If Deku Was Sanji's Reincarnation, My Heroes Reborn. The author of this great fanfic is Ivily. Links to them and original story in the description. Chapter 55, Another Soul Awakened. Izuku ran through the forest. However, he sensed that something was going to attack him and dodged. He looked at what just attacked him and his eyes were wide. He turned and saw that Shoji was running towards him. Then he noticed one of Shoji's tentacles was bleeding. "You're bleeding," said Izuku. "What happened?" Before he could answer, Izuku saw what was rampaging. It was Dark Shadow. It was massive and was even engulfing Tokoyami's body. "Run! Get away!" growled Tokoyami. "You'll be killed." Izuku stared in horror. Shoji began to explain what happened. They were attacked by one of the villains. One that could create blade from his teeth, and it cut off one of his hands. "What?" said Izuku in horror. "Don't worry, my duply arm quirk can create hands within hand, and that was what was cut off," explained Shoji. "I see," said Izuku. "There is a way to calm Dark Shadow down," said Shoji. "If he gets enough light, it will calm down." Izuku blinked, then realized what Shoji was getting at. "All right," said Izuku. Tokoyami watched Izuku and then remembered what Izuku could do and relaxed a bit. While he was still worried, the fact that it was someone who manipulate fire was going to be help. Meanwhile, at the camp building, Mineta and Kota had managed to recover from their attacks. Thankfully, Ida had also brought Mashireo back a while ago. "Hey guys," said Toru as she entered with Kyoka. "Toru," said Mashireo. You guys are okay?" said Mina. "Were you even listening to me?" "Me?" asked Aiko. "I told you that most of the class accounted for. Right now the ones I can't truly account for is unfortunately Bakugo and Todoroki." "What about my class?" demanded Monoma. "Sorry, I only know of you and 3 other classmates like I keep saying, and I can only truly account for one of them," said Aiko. "I have no idea what his name is, and right now I really don't care. Right now is a serious situation." "She has no intention of learning his name, does she?" asked Kaminari with a sweat drop. "Probably not," sighed Mashireo. "I still don't understand why Class 1 gets access to such an advanced AI," muttered Monona, "while we didn't even know she existed until today." "I told you, I will explain later," muttered Vlad King. None of the ones that knew Aiko beforehand wanted to tell them it was because of multiple reasons that they had access to her. Especially the main reason of Priestess Quirk. The ones that hadn't met Aiko were given the quick explanation orchestra rave made her and figured how things from there. "Monoma's going to let in by the end of this, isn't he?" asked Mashireo. "He is," mumbled Toru. Mashireo sighed. "Hey, you okay?" asked Mina to Kyoka. Kyoka was in a daze. "You don't want to know the fight I just saw," muttered Kyoka. "I see," said Mina. Back with Izuku, he ran toward Tokoyami. He then activated Hell Memories. He just used some less angry memories, as the point wasn't to hurt Tokoyami but to help him. Just some minor annoyances, like a time he wasn't able to buy a new All Might figure or the time they forgot his drink at McDonald's. Just annoying enough to stoke the flames. He ran towards the Dark Shadow covered Tokoyami and got in close enough for the flames to affect Dark Shadow. The bright green fire thankfully shrunk down the shadow enough for Tokoyami to pacify it. "Midoriya, thank you," said Tokoyami. "It wasn't a problem," said Izuku. "Are all right, Tokoyami?" asked Shoji. "Shoji, I'm sorry," said Tokoyami. "It's all right. You're safe now," said Shoji. "Look, I know that everything is fine, but we still have your frenemy to save," said Aiko. Both Shoji and Tokoyami were confused. Izuku took out the transceiver. "Hey! My name is Aiko and I am an AI built by Orchestra Rave. Though name is actually AIKO, which stand for Artificial Intelligence knows objectively. Said Aiko. Objectively what? Asked Tokoyami before Izuku could stop him. Aiko was silent for a few seconds, of course. That I'm better than you. Said Aiko. And then she played the repeating horn sounds effect. Aiko's been helping everyone out tonight. Explained Izuku. And you two are the last two in class I have officially met. Said Aiko. So everyone else in class met you? Said Izuku. Oh yeah. Said Aiko. Did you give your usual introduction? Asked Izuku. Mostly. Said Aiko. Kota refused to ask objectively what, though to be fair he rarely ever talks, but still it's annoying. He was the only one in that group to not know you. Pointed out Izuku. Either way, it's probably to have a good idea to have these two as backup, plus the fact that you will probably have to keep Dark Shadow in check. Said Aiko, plus Aoyama and that class 1D guy are helping out too. Momo's going to help me too. Said Izuku. You three need to go back now. Said Aiko, talk while you walk. Izuku looked towards where Bakugo and Todoroki were and saw that they were fighting a villain. But he saw that another villain was heading towards him. She's right. Said Izuku. They all headed towards where Bakugo and Todoroki were. Meanwhile, with Priestess, she found her target. She smirked as she looked at him, especially since he was already in a fight with someone else. Perfect. She said. Flashback. Shigaraki was telling Priestess why he was going to attack the camp. I'm sorry, but what? Asked Priestess. I plan to recruit him into the league. He said, looking at a picture of Bakugo. I mean, he's already an unchained animal. I could be the one to unleash his true potential. Two things, no offense, but you're a terrible salesman. Said Priestess. What does that mean? Asked Shigaraki. How many of the ones you personally recruited weren't idiots? Asked Priestess. You joined. Muttered Shigaraki. Kurogiri was the one to make the offer, not you. Pointed out Priestess. Shigaraki was making strangled noises. And the other, if he wanted to be a villain, don't you think he already would have become one? Asked Priestess. Shigaraki was about to say something but stopped. The kid wants to be a hero, and if he didn't quit school after that giant mess about him came out, then I doubt even Kurogiri could convince him. Said Priestess, and besides, with all that stuff revealed about him, don't you think there's a chance he might regret it? I mean, I have stuff about stuff I did in junior high I regret, manly fashion related, but that's not the point. Okay. I get it. Muttered Shigaraki. The only way he would do that is to completely break him, and I doubt that would be easy. Said Priestess, rolling her eyes. However, that was when Shigaraki got an idea. Yet you can. Said Shigaraki. Wait, what? Asked Priestess. You have broken hundreds of heroes. What if you use his quirk and after his head is no longer fuzzy we convince him to join us? Said Shigaraki. I have never tried anything like that. Said Priestess, though, it could work, but I should warn you. I know that 3% chance. Said Shigaraki. There are other factors too. Said Priestess, certain stressful situations, like I discovered a second less common factor when it comes to heroes remaining heroes. Really now? Asked Shigaraki. I have discovered that if someone survived cancer and died another way in their past life, they will remain a hero. Said Priestess. What? Asked Shigaraki. It's true, if they contracted cancer. They beat it and die via other means. Then they will remain a hero. Said Priestess, emphasizing it, whether it's old age, car accident, or getting gored by a rhino. What was that last one? Asked Shigaraki. I'll tell you later. Sighed Priestess, but I'm just saying there is still a small % chance if he had a normal life we still can't convince him. The odds are still in your favor though. said Shigaraki. Still, I never thought of it before, said Priestess, but we should see if it will even work. I'm sure it will, said Shigaraki with a shrug. End of flashback. Hopefully this will work, she said as she began her praying ritual. At the same time, Bakugo was trying to fight with the villain. However, Todoroki was stopping him. You can't do that. You'll just cause a forest fire, scolded Todoroki. You could just freeze it once I blow him up, yelled Bakugo. Todoroki was about to say something, but he saw Bakugo suddenly freeze up and fell to his knees. Bakugo? Asked Todoroki, concerned. Then he saw what happened. He saw Priestess with her finger returning to normal. Depending on the results, you'll remember too, mocked Priestess. Don't worry, I won't go after your unconscious friend. I thought you were after him, said Todoroki. Oh, I am, said Priestess, but in order for our plans to work he needs to be properly broken. What? Asked Todoroki, horrified. At the same time as the three ran towards where Todoroki and Bakugo were, Izuku sensed sweat just happened. Midoriya, what's wrong? Asked Tokoyami. I don't know, but something happened to Bakugo, said Izuku. Both Shoji and Tokoyami became concerned. Back in the spot, Priestess took the time to look at Bakugo's past life memories. After all, it would be best to see if he would be broken, join their side because he was a villain in his past life, or remain a hero before they really kidnapped him. That was when Izuku, Tokoyami, and Shoji had arrived. You? Growled out Izuku. Figure out what happened. However, Priestess couldn't respond, because when she was done checking the memories, she started screaming. That will be it for this part. I hope everyone enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and comment if you want part 56. If you want to hear more from me, subscribe. I hope to see you all in the next one.